Ever let a wheelgun slip away and felt that instant regret? You know the feeling, the kind that hits right after the buyer pulls away, and it sinks in that you just gave up a piece you'll probably never get back. It happens to even the most seasoned shooters. So today, I'm breaking down 10 revolvers you absolutely should hold on to in 2025. Before we jump in, do me a solid tap that subscribe button. You're watching Gunsmith Forge, where serious shooters get straight-up reviews, no nonsense, no clickbait. Number 10. Ruger Redhawk, chambered in .357 Magnum. Ever grab a revolver and think, I could drive railroad spikes with this thing? That's the Redhawk in a nutshell. Ruger launched it back in the late 1970s, not as a showpiece, but as a brute, built to withstand abuse most pistols can't dream of. Unloaded, it clocks in just under 3 pounds, which is heavier than many pistol-caliber carbines. That extra heft? It's a bonus. It soaks up recoil from even the hottest .357 Magnum loads and keeps ticking through hard use. When departments needed a duty gun that could run high-pressure ammo without timing issues, Ruger dropped the Redhawk like a sledgehammer into the market. Why it earns its stripes? This thing's built like a tank frame, and cylinder are nearly indestructible. Eats full power, .357 Magnum rounds without flinching. Classic Ruger design allows field stripping without tools. Comfortable grip accommodates most hand sizes, and resale value is sky high. Used models often sell for more than retail. Where it falls short: definitely not a carry gun. This is a lot of steel to haul around. The trigger pull, especially in double action, might be tough for smaller frame shooters. Due to its size, holster choices are limited. Takes some serious practice to master, but once you do, it's a laser-guided hammer. Pricing in today's market: expect to shell out somewhere between $650 and $850 for used ones. Brand new stainless versions can crack $900, sometimes reaching a full $1,000. And those prices? Only climbing from here. Number 9. Taurus Model 66 in .357 Magnum. Ever stumble onto a revolver folks like to overlook, only to find it punches way above its weight? That's the Taurus 66. When it hit the scene in the early 1980s, a lot of purists dismissed it just for not being made in the States. But in reality, this Brazilian-made workhorse quietly outperformed expectations. Taurus didn't just copy American revolvers, they improved key areas. They gave the 66 a full-length underlug for better barrel balance and protection, plus a transfer bar safety when others were still clinging to outdated hammer block designs. Why it earns a spot: full underlug keeps muzzle flipped down and disperses heat better. Transfer bar system makes it drop safe, even fully loaded. Frame and cylinder are built from forged steel, not cast junk. Factory trigger pull is surprisingly clean. No extra tuning needed. Taurus backs it with a real deal lifetime warranty, and yes, they've honored it. Weak spots: still fighting stigma from collectors because it's not made in USA. Parts can be tricky for older production runs. Finish quality varies between batches. Too much dry firing can wear out timing over time. Market value remains low compared to Smith and Wesson or Colt. Average going rate: most models land between $400 and $600, depending on condition. Rarer or upgraded ones might touch $650 to $700. A genuine sleeper that's still affordable for now. Number 8. Wesson Model 15 chambered in .357 Magnum. Ever shoot a revolver so precise it made you wonder if you were even worthy of owning it? That's what the Wesson Model 15 delivers. This revolver wasn't born from a giant factory. It came from a passion project started in the late 1960s by the great-grandson of Daniel Baird Wesson himself. When the Model 15 hit the shelves in the early 70s, it didn't just check boxes, it flipped the whole script. Interchangeable barrels, tool-free shrouds, clean braking triggers straight from the factory, Dan Wesson built their name on accuracy, and this revolver proved it. Why it's a legend. Barrels swap out in minutes. You get multiple configs off one frame. Hand fitting ensures tight tolerances and exceptional accuracy. The barrel nut system eliminates wobble period. Transfer bar safety, plus crisp trigger control. Balanced to perfection, with excellent cooling on the range. Challenges to consider. New shooters may be intimidated by the modular system. The brand struggled financially back in the day. Barrel toolkits are essential, but not always included. Finding a perfect fitting holster can be a headache. Despite its capability, still doesn't get the respect it deserves in collector circles. Market value? Most models sit between $600 and $900. But if you score a rare barrel configuration or limited finish, expect prices to hit $1,000 to $1,200. Number 7. Colt Detective Special, chambered in .38 Special. Ever hold a revolver that just screams confidence? The Colt Detective Special is old school cool, and for good reason. Introduced in 1927, it quickly became the standard bearer for concealed carry. While other companies played catch-up, Colt was out front, carving its own path. This wasn't just another snub nose. The Detective Special took Colt's police-positive mechanics and shrunk them down without sacrificing build quality. Whether you were chasing gangsters during Prohibition or doing pie work in the 50s, this was the piece folks trusted to get the job done. Why it's still a top-tier snubby. Compact enough for concealed carry, but doesn't compromise power. Classic Colt internals ensure silky smooth cycling. All-steel frame helps soak up recoil better than aluminum rivals. Decades of real-world carry use, with early models now seriously collectible. What holds it back? Some versions hold 5 rounds, though later ones bumped it to 6. Double-action pull is hefty, especially for first-timers. With production ended, parts are harder to track down. Short sight, radius limits, longer range accuracy. Pristine examples fetch serious money. Going rate today. Standard condition models can run $800 to $1,500. But if you're after an early generation gun in mint condition, be prepared to drop $1,800 to $2,500. Number 6. Charter Arms Bulldog, chambered in .44 Special. Ever pick up a snub nose that felt like it had something to prove? That's the Charter Arms Bulldog, a compact brawler that doesn't apologize for its bark or its bite. Released in the year 1973, this revolver defied convention by stuffing the heavy-hitting .44 Special cartridge into a lightweight carry package, right when the industry was still obsessed with .38 Special and .357 Magnum. Instead of chasing sleek looks or polished profiles, Charter Arms designed the Bulldog to be rough and ready. Its short barrel and chunky silhouette made it stand out, and its street reputation only grew from there, especially after its cameo in Taxi Driver, where Travis Bickle famously carried one. This is the kind of gun that gets your attention the second you pick it up. Why folks respect it? It delivers serious stopping power in a frame small enough for concealed carry. Its rugged, utilitarian build makes it easy to recognize and harder to forget. Made right here in the United States, with quality that has steadily improved over the years. Weighs less than most .44 Magnum revolvers, and there's a solid aftermarket for grips and holsters. Where it falls short. You've only got 5 rounds on tap, which can be a limitation in a high-stress scenario. The recoil is noticeable, especially during long-range sessions. Short sight radius and basic iron sights don't help with accuracy beyond close range. The cylinder gap can kick up some blast that makes rapid follow-ups a bit harder. It's not exactly refined. You'll feel every bit of its no-frills construction. Current market value. Most Bulldogs are going between $400 and $650, depending on condition. Special editions or older production models in good shape can stretch into the $700 to $900 bracket. Number 5. Colt Trooper chambered in .357 Magnum. Ever squeeze off a round and instantly understand why a revolver earned its reputation? That's the kind of clarity the Colt Trooper delivers. Launched in the year 1953, this six-shot revolver was Colt's direct response to Smith and Wesson's Model 27, but at a price that average shooters could actually afford. Back when .357 Magnum was still a relatively exotic round, the Trooper came in offering serious power with Colt's trademark build quality. It didn't just fill a market gap, it raised the bar. With a balanced frame, a smooth factory action, and the kind of durability trusted by police officers for decades, the Trooper proved it could handle both street duty and range days with equal ease. Why it stands out. Used by law enforcement for decades, a proven performer. Nicely weighted and controllable, even with hot Magnum loads. Becoming more collectible as enthusiasts rediscover its value. Handles high volume, shooting without breaking a sweat. Comes with Colt's legendary trigger right out of the box, no work required. What to watch for? Later production runs had a few hiccups in terms of fit and finish. Was never mass-produced in huge numbers, so tracking one down can take time. Some early models came with adjustable sights that can be tricky to fine-tune. Finding parts is getting harder, especially for the earlier versions. Still overshadowed by the Python in collector circles, but that's starting to change. Price tag these days? Expect to pay somewhere between $850 and $1,400 for a clean Trooper. If you find a rare configuration or early production model in great shape, prices can hit $1,600 to $2,000, and they're creeping closer to Python territory every year. Number 4. Smith and Wesson Model 28, also known as the Highway Patrolman. Ever handle a service revolver that felt like it was built to survive the apocalypse? That's the Smith and Wesson Model 28. Rolled out in the year 1954, this revolver was designed with one mission: give law enforcement a heavy-duty sidearm chambered in .357 Magnum, without the premium price tag of the Model 27. Think of it as a blue-collar blaster. Same end-frame strength as its upscale sibling, just without the mirror finish or fancy detailing. And most cops preferred it that way. Less flash, more function. Why it's respected. That end-frame build can handle full power, Magnum ammo all day long. Fixed sights, simplify operation, and improve durability under field conditions. Matte finish resists wear and tear from daily carry. Trusted by officers for generations, it's got real-world credentials. Double action, trigger smooths out nicely with regular shooting. Drawbacks. Fixed sights can limit your precision beyond defensive distances. Lacks the polish and prestige of the more expensive Model 27. Bulkier than smaller frame revolvers. Less ideal for concealed carry. Barrel options were fewer compared to other models in the lineup. Still underappreciated by collectors, focused on flashier options. What's it worth now? Most examples range from $600 to $900 depending on wear. Pristine or rare variations can climb past $1,000 and often hit $1,200. Prices are trending up as more shooters recognize its no-nonsense utility. Number 3. Ruger Blackhawk, chambered in .45 Colt. Ever shoot a single-action revolver that made you feel like you stepped straight into a Western, but with 21st century firepower? That's the Ruger Blackhawk. This revolver wasn't built as a replica. It was engineered as a modern-day workhorse that could take hot handloads that would blow older Colts to pieces. The .45 Colt version is especially impressive. Whether you're loading it light for cowboy action shooting or hot-rodding it for hunting, the Blackhawk doesn't flinch. It's built with heat-treated steel and modern tolerances that let it push the .45 Colt round far beyond its original limits. Why it's a favorite. Can handle extremely powerful loads that would wreck vintage single actions. Simpler mechanics mean fewer things to go wrong over time. Resale value is excellent. Many even appreciate in price. Highly customizable. from grips to sights to finishes. A proven hunter's revolver can take anything from coyotes to big game. Where it falls short, for some, being single action only, it's not ideal for fast-paced defensive use. Reloading is slower, one round at a time, through the loading gate. Handling individual cartridges takes more time and effort. The transfer bar safety, while safer, gives a different feel than old-school actions. Upgrading sights can be a challenge unless you go the custom route. Going price. Standard production models typically go for $600 to $900. Limited runs or custom shop editions can push well past $1,000, with some reaching $1,500 depending on the build and condition. Number 2. Smith Wesson Model 19 Combat Magnum, chambered in .357 Magnum. If you're looking for the perfect blend of stopping power and controllability, the Smith Wesson Model 19 hits that sweet spot like few others. Introduced in the mid-1950s, the Combat Magnum was built on the K-frame, compact enough for daily duty carry but strong enough to handle full house .357 Magnum loads. From patrol officers to special agents with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, this revolver earned a trusted spot in countless holsters. It pointed naturally, shot flat, and handled like a dream. Sure, pushing hot Magnum loads through it, day in and day out, could wear the forcing cone down eventually, but it took a whole lot of work to get there. What makes it a standout? Delivers Magnum-grade firepower without the heft of a large frame revolver. The K-frame gives it excellent balance and natural pointability. Renowned for accuracy and rapid target transitions, great for competition. Classic pinned and recessed models hold historical and collector value. Side plate design allows for easier internal tuning and trigger work than many modern revolvers. What to keep in mind? Heavy use with full-powered loads may lead to long-term frame stress. Timing can wear out faster than heavier, built counterparts under constant use. Factory grips tend to feel small for shooters with larger hands. Early collector models have become pricey, especially pinned and recessed variants. Recent price hikes have made it harder to find deals. Current value. Standard shooters usually list between $800 and $1,200. Clean collector-grade models with pinned barrels and recessed cylinders can range from $1,400 up to $1,800, and prices are continuing to rise. Number 1. Colt Python, chambered in .357 Magnum. This is the wheelgun that set the bar for everyone else. The Colt Python wasn't just another revolver. It was the crown jewel of Colt's double-action lineup. First released in the year 1955, the Python quickly built a reputation as a revolver with custom shop precision straight off the production line. Everything about it was engineered with intent. The ventilated rib helped manage heat mirage. The full underlug provided ideal weight balance. And the action? It's what revolver legends are made of: glass smooth in double action, and crisp as a match trigger when cocked for single-action fire. When Colt stopped production in the mid-2000s, used prices skyrocketed. And when the Python returned in 2020, demand surged all over again. It wasn't just nostalgia. It was proof that even decades later, the Python still defines what a revolver can be. Why it stays on top. Hand-fitted internals and tight tolerances deliver near-match-grade performance. One of the smoothest triggers ever installed in a factory double-action revolver. Instant collector appeal. Owning one is a badge of honor. Modern production keeps the legacy alive with excellent build quality. Vintage models have moved from tools to treasured investments. Potential drawbacks. Expect to pay a premium. Even base models are pricier than many new handguns. Recent production. Pythons are often hard to find without a waiting period. Some owners avoid shooting theirs to preserve collector value. The market has been flooded with counterfeits and refinished fakes. Buyer beware. Repairs or tuning should only be handled by a gunsmith trained in Colt internals. What they're going for. Used examples in good shape typically start around $1,500. Pristine vintage specimens can bring $3,000 or more. Factory fresh new models list for between $1,800 and $2,000 if you can get your hands on one. Either way, the value is only heading in one direction, up. Final thoughts. If you're digging this kind of deep dive into serious wheel guns, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right here at Gunsmith Forge. I'm not just reviewing revolvers, I'm spotlighting the ones that are worth hanging on to for the long haul. Got a story about a classic six-shooter you let go and still regret? Drop it in the comments and share the pain. Until next time, keep your cylinders loaded, your safes locked, and your eyes open, because the perfect revolver isn't waiting around forever. Someone else is scrolling Gunbroker right now, looking for it too.